Today, let's talk about gaming and Time Dungeon. Gaming, for the simple fact most games these days are oversimplified and our characters are gods amongst men. Difficulty is hard to come by, and us as consumers tend to want constant hits of dopamine. This can be acknowledged through the success of Path of Exile, where your character literally begins to melt things as they appear on screen towards the end game. Another example is Vampire Survivors, where you literally melt things, including your phone. Even in World of Warcraft, getting loot upgrades, which used to feel like an epic reward, now is something expected weekly, if not daily. Another example of constant dopamine is how successful TikTok, Instagram Reels, or Facebook stories have become. But with all this, I'm getting way off topic, and what the hell does this have to do with Ultima Online, and more specifically, Time Dungeon? Well, Time Dungeon has given us, as players who want to curse, kick, and scream, and swear the GMs are cheating in an effort to keep us from having success in their hard mode dungeon, a place to feel that old school achievement, a place to feel like we actually worked for that successful run, a place that even though parts can be soloed by an exceptional in-game player, it's more rewarding to go down in the depths with fellow adventurers as well as a good group makeup, including tanks, bards, healers, damage dealers in both magic and melee. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the rest of Outlands. It's beautiful. Tons and tons of great points of interest and tons of amazing player progression systems. It's a beautiful, beautiful map and game. There are parts that are challenging, especially for a player with low or mid link count, but Time Dungeon gives us that exceptional difficulty that is beyond just increasing your player power. Stand on the wrong tile, your group could wipe. Not pay attention to what the monster mechanics do, chances are you're gonna die, and there's a chance you're bringing your whole group down with you, especially in levels 7 and 8. One crowd favorite thing of Time are the quests, notably the Avatar of Time quest. Players from all different guilds band together to complete shrines for a chance at that shrine's rune. Once all the runes are collected, they then can get a magical globe, deeming them the Avatar of Time. There's just so many different rares that drop in the dungeon from bosses, from random monsters. The imprints themselves are super cool. I mean, there's just so many time rares, including old school Doom rares from the original Ultima Online that are deemed unusable, that are awesome decoration as well. Aside from the rares, the quest pieces with the shrines are really awesome. On that note, you may be wanting to complete a particular shrine, but you may find the quest piece for another shrine, and then you veer off track and do that one instead. That paired with random monster encounters that could have you facing 2 void spawns and an exothrug, or perhaps a pilgrim. Some quests in the dungeon are said to still be out there and unfound, meaning that there's tons and tons of replayability even if you have became the Avatar of Time. Another factor is other groups. For the most part, groups respect each other, and the Time groups are all working together with each other to get the Virtue quest complete. But some players have bucked the norm and are known to cause mayhem and mischief down in the dungeon, adding yet another surprise or gotcha element to Time Dungeon. That being said, I sort of mentioned it earlier, but there is a huge sense of camaraderie between most of the Time groups. Personally, I play with 3 to 5 different groups semi-regularly. Each group has some of the same people and some different people. Guilds don't seem to matter in Time either. There is no hostility between guilds that may not get along otherwise. Are there guild-specific runs out there? Of course there is, but for the most part, it's very similar interest-focused in grouping. The randomness in the fact that the dungeon dictates the run makes using this as a place to gain experience something you can do for multiple hours, as it isn't a simple circle killing the same monsters while you watch Netflix. Instead, it's immersive combat that requires you to be fully engaged in what's happening to you and your group. Then, you look at your experience gained and you realize that you've gained tons and tons of experience. I pretty much did my last 5 links in Time Dungeon, and it was very quick. I really enjoyed the grouping, the camaraderie, and how fast the experience was. Back on the difficulty of the dungeon means wipes can and will happen, making you lose entire loadouts and all the crazy amounts of loot each person has in their bag. In some cases, even shrine rewards or quest pieces. But that feeling when a wipe is inevitable and everyone gets serious and by the skin of their teeth make it out alive? Yeah, that shit right there, boys, is what this is all about. And you might be questioning, this all sounds like a lot to learn, and you know what? You're right, it is a lot to learn, and you can choose to do this in two ways. You could either join an established group by becoming friends and active in the Time Discord and asking to be invited to one, or, and honestly, the much, much better journey, gather 5 to 10 friends and prepare to die a lot. Click on tons of random things in the dungeons, read lots of lore books, watch monsters perform death blow mechanics, and take notes when you die. I promise you, you won't regret it. Then, when and if you're stumped, reach out to the community for some help. Pretty much everybody in the Time Dungeon channel seemed very eager to help. It's my sincere hope that Eric and the rest of Outlands staff build on the Time Dungeon or even create more dungeons similar to this. It truly has been one of, if not the best PvM gaming experiences I've had in an MMORPG. It's hard to fathom that I could even say that in a 30-year-old game, but like in all things Outlands, you can really tell the passion and hard work Eric put into this dungeon, both aesthetically and continues to put in with additions to the dungeon. I want to say thanks to everyone who responded to my request for the things that they like about Time. And now it's your turn, the viewer. Comment below your favorite things about Time, or maybe why you haven't jumped into Time yet, and perhaps the community can kind of help to ease your mind a little bit. Also, shout out to the Patreons, the channel members, and you for liking this video, as it helps for discoverability for myself, but more importantly, UO Outlands and my fellow streamers. Speaking of streaming, come by the live streams most evenings at 8:30 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube, Twitch, X, Facebook, and Kick. That's right, 5 different platforms for you to choose from. One last favor to ask of you guys, do me a favor, comment below a video suggestion you'd like to see me cover, as I am a community-driven content creator and streamer. Other than that, guys, I'll see you next time. Pwn Star Gaming out.